Assalamu alaikum class. I hope you have solved these questions and probably you would have not faced a lot of difficulties in this handout, but we'll just quickly go over these one by one. They're all the questions one by one. So if you look at the first question, it says that Tanya is older than Eric. So I'll just use the symbols. Tanya is older than Eric and Cliff is older than Tanya. So Cliff is older than Tanya, which means I can say Cliff is older than Tanya, who is older than Eric. So Eric is older than Cliff. So Eric is actually the youngest because सबसे नीचे bottom पे वो आ रहा है, आखिर में वो आ रहा है. So it's false. We can also do it by assuming numbers. That if you assume that let's say Tanya is let's say 10, so Eric has to be less than 10 and Cliff has to be greater than 10. So let's say 11 or 12 or 13. So Eric has to be the youngest and he can't be older than Cliff. So that's why it's got to be P. Let's look at the second question. It says blueberries cost more than strawberries and blueberries cost less than raspberries, which means that raspberries cost more than blueberries. So again, it's the same kind of arrangement that we have. So third statement कहता है raspberries cost more than strawberries and blueberries. That is correct because it is greater than both blueberries and strawberries. ठीक है? So you can also assume a value and do it that way. All right, going on to question number 3. It says all the trees in the park are flowering trees. ठीक है? And some of the trees in the parks are dogwoods. So dogwoods are some of the trees, and since all trees जो है flowering trees हैं, मतलब there's जितने भी trees हैं, they all are flowering trees, and among those trees there are some that are dogwoods. So dogwoods is basically a subset, if you say it mathematically, of the trees, and trees are a subset of flowering trees. So automatically dogwoods जो हैं, चूंकि वो trees हैं और सारे trees flowering है, तो automatically dogwoods भी flowering trees हो जाएंगे. Okay, so all dogwoods in the parks are flowering trees for sure. ठीक है जी. Okay, number 4 says Mara runs faster than Gail and Lily runs faster than Mara. So Mara is faster than Gail and Lily is faster than Mara. So again we have this arrangement. So does Lily run faster than Gail's run faster than Lily? Is this that this definitely is not correct because Gail is the slowest among the three. So इसलिए ये false हो जाएगा. So this is similar to the first two questions that we discussed. चाहे तो हम assume कर सकते हैं कि भाई अगर मारा की speed 10 है तो गेल की speed let's say 8 है and लिली की speed 11 हो जाएगी. So obviously that is going to be incorrect. The third statement. Okay जी. Going on to question number 5. Apartment in the Riverdale Manor costs less than apartment in the Gaslight. So Riverdale is cheaper than Gaslight. An apartment the Livingston Gate costs more than apartment in the Gaslight. So Gaslight is cheaper than Livingston. Livingston is more expensive, right? So ये symbols अगर आपकी maths में आपने पढ़े हुए होंगे कि greater than less than, but अगर आपको confusion होती है कौन सा greater है कौन सा less है, so R and G if you read the question, it says Riverdale Manor costs less than Gaslight. So Gaslight is more expensive. So the sign that you make will इसका मुंह जो है वो G की तरफ खुलेगा, will face towards G. Okay, so this is how you can figure out कि हमें लेफ्ट पे खोलना है मुंह के राइट पे खोलना है, और फिर G और L में L की तरफ खुलेगा because L is more expensive, greater. ठीक है, so अगर G की प्राइस let's say 10 है, so L is greater, so 11 or 12, and R is cheaper, so let's say 8 or 9. So of the three apartments, the conclusion is the Livingston costs the most. That is correct. So the answer has to be A. Okay, question number 6. It says the Kingston Mall has more stores than Galleria. So Kingston की तरफ मुंह खुलेगा. The Four Corners Mall has fewer stores than Galleria. So four और G में G greater है तो G की तरफ मुंह खुलेगा. Okay, this is the third statement. The Kingston Mall has more than the Four Corners Mall. The Kingston Mall has more stores than the Four Corners Mall. Great, absolutely correct. Because G की अगर ऐसे 10 stores हैं, F में has fewer, so 8 or 7, and K has more, so 11 or 12. So K is definitely greater than F. ठीक है, तो ऐसे ही देख के भी मालूम पड़ रहा है. So I'm just plugging in numbers just so that मैं आपको उस तरीके से भी करा सकूं. So the answer has to be A. Number 7 कहता है all the tulips in Zoe's gardens are white and all the pansies in Zoe's garden are yellow. So tulips are white and tulips are obviously a kind of flowers, and pansies are also a kind of flower, are yellow. So all tulips are white and all pansies are yellow. So are all the flowers either white or yellow? No, we can't say. So we can't say. It's not false or true. Because if उसकी गार्डन में यही दो फ्लावर्स हैं, tulips and pansies, तो ये true हो जाएगा. If there is a third kind, and if the third kind is of another color, तो फिर ये false हो जाएगा. So we're not sure कि true है कि false है. That's why we will mark C, which is uncertain. Okay, जी. Going on to the next question, which is 8. 8 says, during the past year, Josh saw more movies than Stephen. So Josh is greater than Stephen, and Stephen saw fewer movies than Darren, and Stephen is fewer than Darren. So ये थोड़ा complicated हुआ, C हो गया. So इसको हम store के भी ले सकते हैं, J is greater than S and S is less than D. So if S is 10, so J is greater than 10, 12 हो जाएगा. Similarly, D is also greater than 10. So we don't know कि वो 10 से greater है तो वो 12 है, or is it 11 or is it 13? So we're not so sure. So ये सेम सिंबल नहीं आ रहे. So एक तरीके से ऐसे ही फिगर आउट कर सकते हो कि D और J के बीच में रिलेशनशिप आप नहीं बता सकते बिकॉज सेम सिंबल्स नहीं है, राइट? एक लेफ्ट मुंह खोल रहा है, एक राइट खोल रहा है. So we can say it is uncertain. So this is also another way of doing it. कि अगर सेम सिंबल नहीं आ रहे तो you can't figure out a relation between the first and the third one. Assuming आपने बीच में वो वाला लिखा है जो कि दोनों स्टेटमेंट्स में कॉमन है. ओके जी, क्वेश्चन नंबर 9. Rover weighs less than Fido. So R is less than F. Let me clear it so there's no confusion. R is less than F. And Rover weighs more than Boomer. And between B and R is greater than B. So now you have the same symbol, so you can figure out. So of the three dogs, Boomer weighs the least, which is correct because agar R 10 hai, Boomer has to be less than 10, let's say 8 or 7. And F Fido has to be greater than 10, which is let's say 11 or 12. So the third statement, that of the three dogs, Boomer weighs the least, is correct. So the answer has to be A. Alright, going on to question number 10. All the offices on the 9th floor have wall-to-wall. All the offices have wall-to-wall carpeting. 9th floor wali. And no wall-to-wall carpeting is pink. So which means that they are no pink. Since they are wall-to-wall, they are no pink, which means all the offices on the 9th floor are not pink. So third statement क्या कहता है, none of the offices on the 9th floor have pink wall-to-wall carpeting. That is correct. So the answer is going to be A. Okay, question number 11. Class A has higher enrollment than Class B. So A is greater than B. And Class C has lower enrollment than Class B. So B is greater than C. Okay, because B is greater than C. Now, lower enrollment, C is lower than B, which means B is greater than C. So Class A has lower enrollment than Class C is absolutely incorrect. Because अगर B let's say 10 है, so C इससे कम है 8 or 9, 7, and A is greater than 10, so 11, 12, something. So A has to be the greatest and not the lowest. So इसलिए Class A has a lower enrollment than Class C is absolutely correct. इनकरेक्ट, सॉरी, तो फॉल्स हो जाएगा इसका आंसर। ठीक है जी। 12 कहता है 3 pencils, लेट मी जस्ट इरेज दिस, ओके, लेट मी एक्सपैंड दिस अ बिट। ऑलराइट, 12 कहता है 3 pencils cost the same as 2 erasers. So 3 pencils is the same as 2 erasers, and 4 erasers cost the same as 1 ruler. So this is like a math question. So we can do solve this using taking a value as well. So let's say 3 and 2. I assume that the cost of a pencil is 6. Okay, which is 3 multiplied by 2. So if I want to assume a value, I will assume not a random number, but a multiple of 3 and 2. So that answer decimals बनाए. So if I say pencil is 6 and I plug in, so the value for erasers is 9. Now eraser is 9, I plug that in, so the price of a ruler is 36. So when a pencil, I assumed the price of a pencil to be 6, and I calculated the price of the eraser to be 9, and then I also calculated the price of the ruler to be 36. Okay, so what's the third statement? Pencil are more expensive than rulers is actually not correct. It's the less expensive, and ruler is the most expensive. So ये false हो जाएगा. So if you have such a question and you want to assume a value, you can take you could also take another number कि आप pencil को 10 ले लेते, या 4 ले लेते, या 5 ले लेते. So अगर अपनी मर्जी से आप लोगे, if you take it to be 5, then you could say 3 into 5 is 2 into E. The answer is not going to be any different, but it's going to be in decimals. So better to avoid decimals, take a multiple of the constants that you have. Multiple क्या होता है? You multiply the two numbers in easier words. Okay, 3 into 2, 6 हो जाएगा. So that's about it. Thank you. I hope you were able to solve this. Hafiz.